Welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at Crate Club. If you don't know anything about Crate Club is kind of like, from what I've seen, like the ultimate supply drop. They do one of their supply drops 4 times per year, and if you want to sign up with them, you can do 3 different levels. They have the lieutenant, the captain, and the general. And this one, of course, we'll be looking at the general. And you can either pay quarterly, or you can pay for the whole year. The lieutenant would run you 50 bucks for each drop, or if you pay it all at once, you get it for $179.99. The lieutenant is $99.99 per drop, or if you pay it all at once, you for the year it's $359.99. And the general, each drop is $399.99, or $1,399.99 if you just want to pay it all at once. So they do give you a discount when you pay yearly. So the first thing I'm showing you, and I'm going in the order on their little book, is the Spartan Fire multi-use EDC tinder. I actually have used this, and one thing I really like about this is they are thin strips of fire starter. There's 6 of them in here, and what's really cool is, I mean, they take up so little space that you could actually fold this and put it in your wallet amongst, say, your credit cards. They're waterproof, wind resistant, and just like it says, it's a good thing to have in a bug out bag, or one of your get home, or anything like that. Spartan Fire multi-use EDC tinder. Next thing in here, and something else I am very familiar with, is the Uplula universal mag loader. Even if you don't have weak hands or arthritis or all of the above, these are the Lula loaders are just awesome to have in your range bag. And again, they this one will do 9mm to 45 ACP, so they're real easy to use. Have your rounds here. Just put it over the top if you're on a bench or out at the range. And for loading, you just right over the top, and then push down, drop the round in. See, it would be a little faster if I stayed down here on the table where I can use that as the leverage, but I want you guys to see exactly how fast that works, without worrying about having it, just like they say, no more pain, having that rip across the edge of your mag or whatever. That's a 1911 mag. Go with something beefier, double stack G17 mag, same thing. Push that in, push down. And then you're loaded and ready to go. For storing it, they also have a little lock on here if want it to take up a little less space. They do give you the ability to use it to unload mags. Just a little lip right there, just do that. So it definitely saves that fight. You know, I know a lot of people that just don't have the hand strength to be able to do something like this. So don't let that be a reason. You definitely can't let Uplula be your reason for not being able to get out to the range and have some fun and load your mags without it being difficult or the chance of doing any damage to yourself. I have one in my range bag, and definitely won't hurt to have another one. That way when you're out with multiple people or out with the wife and you're loading something that you're shooting and she's loading something that she's shooting, it just really speeds things up and takes away that chance of hurting yourself. Or if you just simply found that you can't, now you will. Next item is the Crate Club Poncho Liner, aka the Whoobie. You might be saying right now, Eric, what in the hell is a Whoobie? Well, poncho liner, something that you can put on, you know, maybe under a poncho or cover yourself up to stay warm. In this particular case, they've taken the same concept and they've taken it one step farther by incorporating a zipper in it. So most of you would probably look at this and say, well, it just kind of looks like say a summertime or a really mild weather sleeping bag. And you would be correct, because basically what they did is they took the traditional poncho liner, and by adding the zipper to it, they've given you something that has a little bit more use. And of course, another one of those things that's easier to show you standing in front of the other camera as opposed to the overhead, but when you're all done, you can just roll it back up, put it back in the case here. And there you go. Let's see, what can I tell you about it? 100% ripstop polyester shell, 100% polyester batten. See, 1.9 pounds, so it's not taking up a lot of weight. The poncho liner, aka Whoobie. Okay, next, and these are also very awesome, is the Kong case. This one is in earth jungle colored. They look a lot like, say, another company's, but at a heck of a lot better pricing. The latches have a lock mechanism, pull down so that they can't by accidentally open, say if it was dropped or fell off of a vehicle. It does have the auto pressure release for if it's in an airplane to keep the case from, I suppose, exploding. Inside it has the egg crate on the top. And then it has the pluckable foam, 2 different layers of that, so that if you're going to use it maybe to store some handguns barrel down, you might be able to put 3 or 4 depending on their size, camera equipment, electronics, maybe your knife collection, and you just simply pluck out what you need to get rid of to make room for whatever you're storing in there. Again, it does have the big O-ring gasket for stopping any water and moisture from getting inside. Nice big hinges. 2 different lock points. Just very durable cases at a considerably better price than, say, the one that you would recognize out on the market. And they also come in a lot of different and vibrant colors. Case in point, I already own one, and it's in this sky blue and orange. So if you have something that you want to be able to protect from the bumps and bangs, check out the Kong case. And if you had purchased the Crate Club, you would have received one this month that looks just like that. Alright, let me next item. Oof, this one is like my knives. I had actually never heard of this company until the Crate Club. Half-breed blades. I went and checked out their .com site, and they definitely have some very awesome and well-made knives. This one happens to be one of the more reasonably priced ones that you can get there. But for me, and I know some of you may say, who really cares? But the presentation from Half-Breed was incredible. This is the CCK 05. Compact clearance knife. Case has the magnetic latch system on it. Right at the very top there is an envelope, and inside of that envelope you get a cool patch, their business card, Half-Breed sticker, the rundown of your knife, and a certificate of authenticity when it was manufactured, and they are out of Australia. And we continue into the case. We get the blade itself. Underneath that is the sheath and another attachment point for a traditional belt. I'll start with the sheath. It comes with this kind of an attachment point so that you can secure it to MOLLE webbing. If say you have no desire to have it hooked to MOLLE webbing, take out those two screws, get rid of this style and switch to this guy. Again, this one has a lock mechanism at the top. Flip the lock, press down, and it opens up so that you can attach it to your belt. You can move this guy around for, say, your belt is narrower than this opening, or maybe even, I don't think you'd want to go beyond that. It's probably a 2 1/4 opening max right there. But you can definitely move this around so that it doesn't move around on your belt. You have your various points that you can put it. If you're going to go into the center, you'd have that. If you want to change, drop the carry height a little bit, you could go into those bottom screws. Maybe you want it as a scout style carry. You'd be able to do that. So they give you the options. And of course, in the sheath, and not overlook the fact that maybe what you want it for is a neck knife. It has the lanyard hole right there. Now I would say, compared to the knife that I do use as a neck knife, this one, just because of its bulkiness, would definitely be the heaviest neck knife that I would have ever used. And I'm not saying that I would rule it out, because it's a really cool knife, and I definitely don't want it laying around in a box somewhere. I would actually like to be able to use and enjoy this thing. It feels good in the hand. G10 scales. It is a D2 steel, and as you can see, a fair amount of it. Again, you can get a really good grip on it. It is very sharp. Again, another lanyard hole on the back, solid. You feel it. If you were to feel this in your hands, and maybe you don't want to do this kind of level of damage to somebody, but you just want to knock their ass out, I'm pretty sure that a good hit to the noodle would get the job done on this. It is very secure in this. I don't think on a bet that I could possibly get this out of there without yanking it out just like that. I said yanking it. Again, they have their logo on the sheath. They just do a really fine job. Maybe you're not interested in this style knife. I would encourage you, though, to go over to Half-Breed Blades and check out their all the rest of the knives they offer. I was very impressed. So that is one hell of a blade. I don't own anything in this style, and I have to say I really like this blade. Very well made. Definitely tells you that you have a knife in your hand. It does not feel wimpy. It does not feel like something that you would break. Okay. Next, something else that I'm familiar with. The Madhouse design single pistol mount. This, you have to excuse the fact that it's got some dust on it, because this is actually one that I've had for quite a while. You can attach this to some kind of a location. They even offer systems for the inside of your safe. Basically, you have these interchangeable rubber padded rods. As you can see, this one is specifically for 9mm. 357, 38, also for this guy. And depending on how you have this mounted, say maybe you have this on the side of a bed, or even mounted in your safe. You just simply store all your firearms like that. But depending on your situation, you pull out on this pin, and it gives you all the different stops. Depending on how you want to be able to get to this adjustment, in case you ever need to slide it off of either this or onto the track that you may have purchased from them for the inside of your safe. And then you also can get the different rubber coated rods depending on your caliber. And that would be down to 22, sorry about the glare, down to 22, 9, 40, and 45 ACP. So like the 40, for instance, you'd be able to use it also for 10 millimeter. I'm not saying, I'm just saying if you happen to already have it and it's for a 9 millimeter, I still don't have any issues if I'm where this is normally located, being able to just to put anything on there, because it still hangs onto it just fine all the way up to the 45. So that is the Madhouse Designs single pistol mount, and it comes to you with the 9mm rod in it. And next, another very awesome something I didn't know they even had. This is from Leatherman. This is the Raptor Raptor black and orange with utility holster. And I was like, what in the hell is that? So you got the holster. Holster is also adjustable, so you can change the cant on it to pretty much all of those angles to suit whatever location that you have. And it is a pair of the heavy duty, like rescue scissors. And I am talking about very heavy duty. It also has a few tricks up its sleeve. At the back here, they have the ring cutter, like a pair of wire cutters. If you actually need to be able to cut something that would be that dimension. At the back, they have the glass breaker. Another lanyard possibility back there. And then to access there's a seat belt cutter in here, but to collapse it again on each side, there's these two triangle locks. If you press them, you can fold it back up into the stowed position. It does not lock in the stowed position. And then the seatbelt cutter also locks in place. So if you need to be able to cut someone out of their seatbelt, or heaven forbid even cut yourself out of your seatbelt, and then you just press down to unlock it, and it has a detent and stows back into place. And let's just say that maybe you don't even, wherever your kit is or on your belt itself, you has this the pocket clip, which does hold it in its own case. But if you didn't want to have to use the case, you could just put this whole thing right into a pocket, and in your if you're a first responder or paramedic or whatever, you could still do that without having to necessarily have it on a belt or in a pack or in a first aid kit. Definitely an item for my bug out bag and med kit, which are both one and the same. The Leatherman Raptor Rescue. And one last item, and very cool indeed, is the Gunvolt Speedvolt SV500. Comes to you looking something like this. I can't get it to fit back in the box because I put the little bumper on it, but also included, of course, in the box is directions, methods of fastening it. The mount on it, I'll show you that. In the kit, they actually send you the screwdriver. In the event that something goes wrong or the batteries or something with the electronics, you do have bypass keys. And then again, it has fasteners to attach this to. The fasteners they provide, you would be attaching this directly to some kind of a solid surface, maybe the side of a desk or some side of a bed or something, because all they're sending is these short 3/4 inch short wood screws for anchoring this to a wall. And then there's the little thumb screws that attach the safe to this bracket. Move this stuff out of the way for a second. They have different options for these on the market. This one is the one with the combination on it. They also do make one that has a biometric, so you can it'll work just for your fingerprint. I've never tried that one, but if it's anything like the one on my phone, I feel better about being able to key in a number. And I want to say that you can have as few as 3 digits, and you can have as many as 6 digits. Excuse me. So you push your combination, and the solenoid opens it up, and it also activates an LED light up there at the top. While I have this upside down, you can also see a mute button if you don't want it. I don't know if yes. Somewhere in here, I think I hit the mute button. There we go. So you can turn the sounds on and off with it. Again, like I was saying with this bracket, depending on how you want to have this mounted up, you can have the bracket on the back. You can have the bracket on both the left and the right sides of it, so it doesn't stop you from being able to place it where you want it. Oh, for God. Oh, for God. There's so much stuff. Let me move my whoopee. Alright. And what I was saying, there was a rubber bumper. It's just 2 screws that attach it. And I place that on there. It just helps to cushion it when it opens up. And as far as mounting it, getting to these inside screws, you just temporarily take out these screws to remove the door. And now, before someone goes, whoa, 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 whoa. The door has to be open in order. You can take these screws out, but you still will not. If you took these screws out right now, there's a bar that it's locked into, and you cannot remove it from that bar unless the door is open at an angle. So even though there's screws here, you take these screws out, you open the door, you remove it, and it gives you the ability to reach inside and put the 3 thumb screws into it, so that you can attach it to the bracket. So someone can't just take the safe and your gun and have their own time with it. Now, as far as what you could possibly put in here, I grabbed the G22, which would be the same size as the G17. No problem there. This is a commander size 1911, but a full size 1911 is not an issue. And maybe you want your gun for the safe to be a revolver. Again, no problem. Now, it doesn't show any of this in any of the stuff, but I'm just throwing this out there as an option for you, because I found that this is probably what I would do depending on where this firearm is. There's enough room between the padding and the handle to stow a speed loader with the revolver. And even with something like a double stack, like with the Glock here, there was still more than enough room to place an extra magazine in with it. And again, those buttons I showed you, you press the learn button, it puts it into learning mode. You put in the combination that you want, you press the learn button, you put the combination again, it's just verifying that you pressed it right in the first place, and then it beeps to tell you that the new combination has been confirmed, and then moving forward, that would be your combination for it. The Speed Vault SV 500. And again, if something were to ever go wrong with the electronics, or the batteries went dead on it, you do get the key, and that'll immediately open it for you. So just a fantastic idea of being able to have something maybe more out close to wherever you spend the primary amount of your time, or maybe you just want something like this. You have small children, you have children, and want to be able to have a firearm for nighttime protection alongside your bed. It's real easy just to hear a bump in the night and lean over and have access to your firearm, where the rest of the time it's stowed and safe from little fingers, bad fingers, Joey's finger. So that is all of the items in this quarter's Crate Club. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Otherwise, this was one hell of a supply drop, and really, I'm really digging the half-breed blade. And for use, I really like the Leatherman Raptor Rescue scissors, and this I would like to mount on the side of my desk. Okay. And of course, if you've ever used the Uplula, the loaders, you definitely know what I'm saying when I say you definitely want one of these if you're a shooter. Okay, guys, questions or comments, please leave them down below. Otherwise, I'll have the links for you if you want to go check out Crate Club for yourself. They have been doing some pretty awesome supply drops, as you can plainly see. Cheers, guys.